Yo, what's up guys and gals? Hope you guys are doing well today. Today I'm going to be showing off a little bit of Outpost Infinity Siege, more of a Juggernaut class builds that I've been doing. When I define as Juggernaut class, it's something around 10,000 core power. So in my other video, in the description, I've explained that you actually have a max cap of 10,000 core power. What core power does is increase the amount of damage of your turrets, as well as increase your range of your X boost field, the amount of energy that you used inside the map, and a lot of different things out there. So core power is extremely one of the most extremely important type of stat that you want to focus on for building your outposts. But it is relatively easy to do. You just spam like generators, generic walls, and then later T2 power banks and T2 crates and all that type of stuff. Right now I've designed two different types of Juggernaut class, and then the last outpost that I made was the Dreadnought. I spelled Dreadnought wrong, obviously. This is also on my Discord. Everything will be on my Discord, like export file and all that type of stuff. So if you guys are looking for the export file, you would have to join the Discord. So yeah. We do have two Juggernaut class I've developed so far. Juggernaut class Conquistador is an experimental type. It just has a bunch of other turrets like Twin Vipers. It's not Twin Vipers, but Twin 40mm cannons, Swiss, a couple of Hellfires, whereas in the Spitfire is more focused on Hellfire cannons, as well as a couple of Swiss, but I took out the 40mm and it has been much more bullet effective. So your end game in particular in terms of turrets is primarily just spamming Swiss or Sea-Wiz. I guess most of you guys, before you guys get triggered, I know how to say it, I just like to call it Swiss because you don't really take out the Swiss and Swiss cheese, which is what these Hellfires and these Swiss turrets are typically used for. But yes, your end game is going to be made up of primarily Hellfire turrets or Swiss. Otherwise, there are going to be more turrets going to be added into the game in the future. There's a new update coming in really soon that's changing out the Zens and some other stuff like changing your character name, which is going to be the most important one, obviously, instead of looking at the same exact Melissas, which I have like 5 of them. So I'm getting tired of the agent names. But I'll say hello to my Juggernaut class of the Spitfire. I call it Spitfire, well, just because there's a lot of spitting involved. As you can see here, we have 8 Hellfire turrets in the front, 3 on each side in the back. So that's a total of 14 Hellfire turrets with a couple of Swiss here, specifically made to target large entities, including small. If I remember correctly for the configuration, I actually don't really remember. If you guys just forgot, another thing is that you can also increase your range for all your turrets. Make sure to do that. It's very important for your turrets, especially your main DPS turret. Your main DPS turret should always be at the max range, like your Sea-Wiz, for example. Not a lot of people notice that, and they will struggle with the higher difficulties like Ruins, for example. You will struggle because Ruins is a higher difficulty gap compared to Snow 4. So, you know, some people do struggle with that map because they forget to change the range, and the moment they change range, everything changed. So, especially if you're spamming Sea-Wizes. So, yeah. So my Sea-Wiz there is there to focus mostly on missiles, and then also a little bit of small targets, and then lastly medium, large, and massive targets. We have the Hellfire specifically to aim on massive, large targets, and of course medium targets in the back. Towards the back with small units, missiles at the very end, because the Sea-Wiz are there to help out with the smaller targets. And of course we have 4 main cannons, also with autoloaders of their own. And then I have a full autoloader belt here, and I'll show you in a bit exactly how the interior design does look. It just looks like a little triangle that goes upwards, like a little ramp. There's a lot of good designs out there. I frequently check Reddit, and I'm really liking like the main battle tanks and this other like triangular builds. I tried to go with triangular builds. It's just that triangle builds is just much more effective with like smaller turrets, unless you decide to get a platform off of the triangle. A regular square platform off the triangle to add in a medium type turret. Medium type turret being like the 40mm cannons, for example. But I cannot get triangular builds going because I am no longer working with small turrets because they are very not that great for ammo efficiency. Your best ammo efficiency is going to be Hellfire turrets. My ammo efficiency has increased using the Spitfire Juggernaut class compared to the other Juggernaut class, which was a Conquistador. So let's take a look at the inner, because some of you guys are wondering exactly what my ammo belt looked like here. I don't know why I pressed F. I meant to press F. Okay, so I completely forgot. We do have 2 nuclear launchers in the back and a couple side missile silos too for like smaller targets. So you guys are kind of wondering exactly how to make auto ammo maker and auto advanced loaders, right? So we do have a setup for that too. It'll be on the 2nd floor. My 1st floor, as you can see here, is just filled with T2 battery packs, as well as underneath those we have T2 crates. And a bunch of them too. I tend to spam them because you do want a lot of material storage, and it's going to be much more important for endgame, specifically DBD, which is basically map 2 for the infinite wave. And typically I only go up to wave 15 because the game lags like shit. So there's definitely ways of doing higher waves. In particular, you can actually destroy the spawning towers, for example. But before I get out of topic here, there's also, if you notice, pillars is one of the endgame items. You will need a shit ton of pillars because it allows you to stack 4 generators on each side of the pillars. So that's 8 generators, that's 80 core power total. So aside from battery packs and storage crates, the T2 storage crates, they will all give you 10 core power a piece, and you'll need them. You also notice I do have stairs, because stairs do connect powers to multiple levels. So I tend to have multiple stairs for this build, just to make sure that if one of my stairs get taken out, we don't lose power for the rest of the facility. So I tend to have hidden stairs all over the goddamn place. Here is floor 2. This is my ammo manufactory as well as auto loading. As you can see here, this type of build will only work for a square or rectangular build. 4 sides, 2 parallel lines. Just to make sure, because this allows me to have full functioning ammo in the primary belt, which is the middle belt here. Right, that's where at the corners you will have a pusher that pushes to the 2nd belt, because if you decide to do a perfect, I guess, 3x3 of a conveyor belt look, well, you don't want any of the belts going out of line. So it's typically very important to have those corners available to be able to push the excess ammo into the primary belt, in which the the advanced auto loaders can't reach on a 3rd belt. This is very important to have. So this is exactly why you want it parallel. Now, the question is, does this lag a lot? Yes, there's actually other types of builds that you can try if you want as minimal lag as possible. But if you have like a supercomputer, this is probably the type of build that you want to try to follow, because this allows you to have ammo available at all times for all of your autoloaders. Because sometimes most of your back autoloaders isn't going to be using most of the ammo because they are the last to attack. Unless you're playing DBD, where they attack from all sides when you lose the front lines. So it's very important to have ammo widely available inside the belt, so he continuously pulls in ammo. So yeah, and then I have outside walls as armored walls. You can actually change that to have utility walls. They typically don't really attack on the 2nd floor, but I do have ammo makers on the inside, the internal walls. So these are all ammo maker. They push down ammo, obviously. Sometimes it goes into the 2nd belt. Sometimes it can fling across to the farthest belt, and then sometimes it'll just fall underneath the belt that's underneath it. It's very random how ammo spawns, pops out of these advanced ammo makers. So I try to make sure that I don't lose out on any ammo by placing like a multi-layer of conveyor belts, just to make sure I don't, have a deficit on ammo production. Sometimes the ammo can just randomly get stuck on the conveyor belts, but that's because you have too much ammo on it, and they'll just start having collision problems. And most of your lag is probably because ammo is collisioning. So if you have too much ammo in the belt, you will start experiencing massive lags. So you gotta make sure that you turn off, turn on your belt consistently, just to make sure there's not too much ammo or too little ammo at the same time. It's a little bit annoying, but hopefully the devs kind of fix up on this to make it more efficient, because belts are your end game. They help you move ammo towards the autoloader automatically for your outpost, and you don't have to touch that shit ever again. You just let the ammo maker do his job. Keep in mind the ammo maker also don't take power, but I don't know if they're going to change that in the future. My next layer is a bunch of generators with pillars. Of course, try to fit in as many Swiss as well as Hellfires as possible. Kind of look like an arrow. And we're going to probably get to the fun part here. This is just more stairs to go on to the next set of floors. I have a straight like stairs in the middle. That allows me to go straight in if I want to drop off some loot to the core tower. But yeah, so I do have autoloaders up here too. The autoloaders up here are more for pushing shells into the cruiser cannon. There's no automatic way of making shells at the moment, and if you are playing the last infinite difficulty, it is very important to keep Shell's production going. So when you're playing the last map, there's a bunch of stuff that you don't really need that you will get for free. You can actually sacrifice that into this dissembler. Right, here are the dissemblers. These dissemblers or dismantler will convert your items into gold. And you can actually bring up that gold to the fabricator. These are assemblers, sorry, not fabricator. They're the same fucking thing, who cares? So here's a de-assembler. These assemblers will take 10 gold and 1 ammo pack to create a missile. So you can actually make quite a bit of missiles with this type of trick and then just spam your autoloaders next to your cruiser cannons with missiles, and they will help you take out like Kronos that decides to pop up. I do kind of hope that Krius will join us in the boss pool for the infinite mode, because those are the fun boss to fight against. I also have like 2 vanguards, 2 rangers hangers in the back, just because of just in case I get co-op. I play with other people they can use, especially if I do like a carry run from time to time. People can just use mechs to fight around, because I believe those mechs also scale off of core power. One thing I forgot to mention is 3000 core power is the maximum top line for damage for your turrets, but you can actually go past the 3000 to get diminishing return for X boost field and all that type of stuff. I think it also increases defensive your. Somebody told me that it increases the defense of your like your turrets too. I don't know exactly what they mean by that, because I just see HP and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, HP. But yeah, that's typically about it for this new build I've done. I'm currently just making endgame builds. I'm trying to experiment around a little bit more with ammo belts, or ammo automation, I would like to call it, in which I should show you exactly how ammo automation work. Let me go and check out new layer. Should be an outpost 1. It could be one of these two. It doesn't really matter between the two. These are just for like showcasing. So as you can see here, the most simple way of getting a full automatic belt for all of your autoloaders on the same floor. There's no way to get ammo up a floor or bottom floor. You can make it go to the bottom by dropping off a fucking wall, obviously. You can have a belt just go off a wall and they'll just fall down. And then you can load your autoloaders at the bottom if you want to put your ammo factory at the top. So you can do that too. That was the most random subscription on YouTube. This is just a recording, by the way, and I forgot I'm using Streamlabs and all that stuff. That's kind of funny. I had to check if I was live or not. Apparently I'm not. All right, good. So if you want a sufficient ammo automation setup, you need a 4x4. Minimum of 5x5. Is much better to go bigger, so you can actually fit in more ammo crafter. You put ammo crafter on the other side, so obviously like here's ammo crafter here, and then if you're going at the edge, you can only fit in 1 ammo crafter at a time, just because, well, this one gets in the way. So if you want a more simplified version, you can also do so just before you go into advanced automaker, and I forgot to show this is extremely important for all you new folks out there. Like the advanced automaker has this little 2x2 square. It looks like a 2x2 square in front, and you can actually fit in 4 non-automatic crafters, and they will take the farther side too. They'll take any ammo that's inside of this ammo maker box, and you can only fit 4 at a time. There's designs that actually fits in both ammo maker and advanced ammo maker if you want to be extremely compact with how your ammo maker works. Like for example, here, they'll take any of the ammo from this side, and of course you can put like utility walls on the side like that and put advanced automakers in, if I can find it. This thing is all kinds of fucked up. They don't really sort by the tier, unfortunately. So bam bam, so you can have like 2 advanced automaker and then 3 regular ammo maker, and you can actually just then that feeds into 1 advanced autoloader. Next is this advanced autoloader here with a pillar system with a utility wall, 3 pillars on the side for both sides, and then 1 utility wall facing the autoloader. And this will allow you to fit in 3 advanced automaker, and of course, if you really feel like it, I guess you can put 1 regular automaker underneath. Okay, never mind, you can't. You should be able to, because they're on the same height. You just gotta scroll in a bit. So yeah, there's 3 advanced automaker. This one's a little bit better in my opinion, because you can belt them in towards, and then they'll stop at the advanced advanced autoloader. And you can fit in 4 plus. So you just keep extending if you really feel like. It's like one of the most simple way of getting the ammo. But me in particular like to have a moving belt that feeds all of the autoloaders at once, because again, the ammo loaders in the back are probably not going to be using most of the ammo. So you kind of want the rest of those extra ammo to go towards the front line type of thing. Like we call it the overflow method, for example. But yeah, that's about it. If you guys are getting new into like advanced autoloaders and ammo crafters, automatic ammo crafters, typically speaking, with the belt system, this is your end game. So this is one of one of the funnest things to design. Obviously, maybe you can do something with going from top to bottom floor, but that's kind of hard. Because you can't really go from bottom back to top floor. You can't really get ammo to go up. You can only get ammo to go down. So kind of hard to like spread out all your ammo that way. But you can also have like all your air defense that focus only on air defense at the very top, and you can have the excess ammo to go towards the bottom, and then bam, same feature anyways, right? You're always gonna have to consistently pop out ammo. But keep in mind, if your ammo's flying all over the goddamn place, well, your FPS is also going to fly all over the goddamn place. And I think that's about it. The Juggernaut Spitfire export file will be in one of the threads in my Discord if you guys are interested in using it. It does take up 14 Hellfire cannons, so you better have all that resources available relatively easily to get if you have a lot of power, so you can keep spamming the scan and then just delete all the purple items and below. I don't think deleting the purple items, I typically try to make it safe, just delete blue items and below, and then just look for purples, because you can find like nano processors within lockers and all that type of stuff. So, and of course you get like difficulty modifiers that snowballs your heroic items, for example, like the add EMP to tanks, right? So stuff like that. Otherwise, this is typically about it. Hope you guys liked the video. Well, and I'll catch you guys later, maybe next time. Can't wait for the new Zen updates.